Hello, I'm Anavultus, and today I want to tell you a little bit about my Patreon. Why do I have a Patreon? Well, that's a very philosophical question, I would say. Well, the answer is perhaps a little bit more simple than philosophy, in that when I make videos, I have to, of course, take time to make the videos. I need time to consider the subjects, especially concerning the subject matter that I have made videos about recently. And unfortunately, I have come up to a wall in a sense that I need to take time to do research, to make videos in order to also write my book, etc. And I also need money to sustain myself. Now, here's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that if you don't give me money that I'll starve or anything. I have other ways of making money. However, I would very much prefer to be able to both do these things which I love and things which I'm sure all of you love as viewers of my channel, uh, while also being able to make a living. Now, that being said, I think a good way to do this is if people would want to donate in order to help me spend more time doing this than perhaps doing something else. Now, to do that, it needs to be worth my time. Now, that being said, I'm not saying that I'm particularly expensive, okay? I'm not an expensive person. I'm actually relatively frugal. It's just simply that the time demands for making videos and the time demands for sustaining myself, I don't want those to be in conflict because I want to be able to give insightful philosophical and political commentary when people want to hear it. And I also want to give people the opportunity to give some feedback. So, anyway, what I'm doing here is, and by the way, this has existed before. Let me be very clear. This isn't something new. I didn't come up with this Patreon just now. I've had this for years, but I'd like to inform everyone on to what it is because recently I looked at it. I found out that it was shut down, so I needed to put it back up. So anyway, uh, it's very simple. You can pick from a number of different tiers of donations that you can make on a monthly basis to me. The lowest one is the helpful because anything helps, about $1 per month, and because all of my videos are public, I do not have a situation where I can reward people with special secret content. Now, that being said, if you want me to add an option for me to perhaps give you an ebook of my actionable justice or whichever other book I might be publishing soon, I might consider that. Now, I'd have to think about the logistics of that and setting it up and how I would distribute. But if I do receive generous donations, I think it would certainly be worthwhile. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean that I surrender copyright on that. Let me be very clear. But anyway, $5 once again. It's nice. It's nice to have some money. $5 a month, general support, and you know what? That would be pretty useful. Helpful times 10, $10. I decided that just having this, however, might not be enough of incentive because people who wants to just give money and get nothing in return. So I decided to add this $20 tier where you can make fan requests. Now, I'm not entirely sure how Patreon does this. So if it doesn't work, if you are sending requests and I'm not receiving them, please do tell me. Tell me who you are on Patreon donating, and I'll either try to get it fixed on the Patreon end or I will find some other way for you to reach me with your requests. Perhaps I can set up a Discord using the special roles system that Patreon has, and then those people get a special channel where they can give requests on Discord. Maybe we can do that. We'll see. We'll see how it works. Because once again, I've never actually had anybody donate to me on Patreon. even though I've had this for years. So I don't know exactly how everything is going to work. I'm just being full disclosure here. And another one, nice times 10, $50 a month. If anybody wants to donate more or wants to donate a different amount from the ones that I've put on here, please feel free to tell me. If you want me to have a subscribe star instead of a Patreon, or perhaps both, feel free to tell me as well. I think I can make that work. I just need feedback on this because I think it's very important to me and also to my viewers that I have time to make videos that people can enjoy. And then I can perhaps set up a way of determining how much time I can allocate to videos based on how much money I'm getting, so that I can perhaps, if I get enough money so that I don't have to do another job, I can perhaps even put out a video each day. Now, of course, that might not be a well-researched video each day. We'll have to think about that. So anyway, what I'm asking for is a bunch of feedback and also some thoughts on how you think this would work, whether you think it's good, whether you think it's bad. I just need feedback on this. And also, if you are so inclined, please feel free to donate. I would be very happy to receive a donation. And if you like my content, feel free to share it with other people. Share it on social media. Share it with people you know in real life. If you think there's something useful, something that could be helpful to people, feel free to share it. If you think that there's somebody who's philosophically or politically inclined that would perhaps be willing to discuss things with me, feel free to refer those people to me, and perhaps we can have a discussion. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for liking my content. Thank you all for subscribing to my YouTube channel. And if you're so inclined, thank you all for subscribing to my Patreon. But anyway, I decided to have a little blurb here. This was actually written quite a long time ago. I recently updated a few elements of it just to make sure that it's up to date. Hello, I am Anavultus, and I am making YouTube videos. My videos primarily consist of philosophical and political commentary, although I do have a significant backlog of older gaming videos. Any funding I receive will go towards improving the quality of my videos, paying licensing fees for software needed in that effort, providing improved hardware, and supporting me personally. Don't worry, I'm rather frugal. If you are interested in the content of my videos, your monetary support, however small, is greatly appreciated. To potential patrons, be warned that all of my content is available to the public. There are no patron-only videos. Do not support me if you do not feel that I deserve it, or if doing so would harm your well-being. If you do support me, I would recommend $1 a month as a good amount. However, I will not object if you choose to be more generous. And by the way, while I was rejigging everything, Patreon actually recommended that I have $3 as the minimum tier. But I thought that going down to $1 is much better because it allows more people to get in on it, even though I understand that psychologically speaking, it is likely true that the actual amounts that I will get will be lower because I decided to make the tier lower. But that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Just like back when my videos were monetized, I decided to only have one ad on each video instead of having an ad at the beginning and the end and the mid-roll as many people do nowadays, because I think that I don't want to limit the number of people watching my video, and if that means that I get lower revenue, that's fine. I just want to be able to sustain myself and to continue. And of course, YouTube rejigging itself also caused me to get demonetized there, not because I did anything wrong, but because simply I'm not big enough channel anymore. But anyway, thank you all for watching. And I'd like to just show off this thing, these older videos that are on here from back when I had this. Look at this. Mountain Blade Warband Blood and Steel episode 47 Breaking 5000. Man, those were the days. 2016. So that's how far back you have to go to see this. I put a bunch of here in August 2016. Man, 080, those are the good old days back when this was a gaming channel. But I've linked it to my YouTube channel, so if you check on Patreon whenever I post a new YouTube video, it should be showing up on Patreon. If it's not, please do tell me. I will also be checking just in case. If you donate to me on Patreon, I would recommend that you also leave a comment on YouTube, just so that I know to check and so that I can properly express my gratitude. I haven't experimented with adding people to credits because I don't do a lengthy credits segment anymore at the end of my videos. But if there's enough pressure, if I receive advice to do so, I will consider doing so. And by the way, this priority advice for fan requests, this doesn't mean that regular people no longer get to request videos. All it means is that these are people that I have to either submit to their request and make the video, or have to explain why I really don't want to make that video. So, by the way, just because you request something, therefore, doesn't mean that I can guarantee that I will make a video on that. However, I might make a video on why I'm not making a video on that. So if you ask me to make a video on something obscene or something against terms of service or something, I can't really fulfill that request. Now, if it is something that I think is worth talking about, but that I can't do on YouTube, I might do it on BitChute, and I'll find a way to get the link to you. So maybe I should set up a Discord server. But anyway, I've been rambling for some time on this issue, so thank you all for watching, and I do sincerely have to emphasize that this does help. I am not in a pickle in the sense that I'm not going to die. I'm not going to be homeless. I'm not going to starve or anything. I just want to be able to dedicate enough time to this as my job rather than doing something else that personally I don't think would be as useful in the grand scheme of things, to be honest. I do sincerely think that what I'm doing in relation to philosophy and politics is relatively useful. You see people like Percival. I've talked to. He's pretty interested in my ideas. Stephen Ignoramus has expressed an interest in my ideas. So even if I'm not big, I think I certainly have a potential to at least bring something to the conversation. But in order to bring something to the conversation, I need to be able to have a conversation. And in order to have a conversation, I need to be able to put the time in to have a conversation. And to have that time, I need to be able to not require time to do other things. So in that sense, time is money. So any help that you can give is certainly helpful. So that was my sort of philosophical justification as to why I think it's important to have money in order to do this. Because if I don't, then I just do something else, and that's not philosophy, and therefore no videos, and therefore you don't get to enjoy my content. I'm not saying that I'm going to shut down if I don't get any patrons. I'll try to keep things going. I just can't guarantee that I can devote a lot of time to it if I don't have the money to back it up. So thank you all for watching, and thank you for your support. I've been Anavultus, over and out.